if you have to have a winter storm, I don't think you could plan it much better.
Right.
Overnight Saturday into Sunday, church might be affected on Sunday morning, but really not as much going on a Sunday morning to miss.
True.
A little easier to plow off the roads and get
Yes.
things cleaned up because
Less people out.
it is going to be a process, I'm sure. Pretty good sized storm headed our direction. I've looked at 3 major models tonight, and every single one of them seem to have eastern Iowa right in its sights. And you can see already here on the satellite imagery extensive clouds going all the way down into Mexico. This system is really opening up the Gulf, and with all that extra moisture around for this particular storm, it is going to be a good snow producer all the way from the Midwest right back up to New England. So let's go in a little bit closer on this tonight, and you can see now that the clouds are starting to work their way slowly into southwestern Iowa. We'll get some of those in here later on tonight, and you can see rain has spread into much of Kansas, but as this gets up towards Iowa and encounters colder air, that's going to change over to snow, and it looks like it'll get into eastern Iowa late tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening as it advances from southwest to northeast across our viewing area. Now, the track is really critical as to who gets what as far as the snow is concerned. We talk about this over and over again. This one should go right across St. Louis and then towards the Ohio Valley. So it's north of that by a couple hundred miles that you see your heavier snows, which is why eastern Iowa is under the gun for this particular one. Also, too, one of the things we watch is the pressure gradient, and these lines are isobars. They're lines of equal pressure, and the more of those you see and the tighter they're packed, the stronger the winds. And so there are going to be some wind gusts in eastern Iowa that probably go above 30 miles per hour, especially on Sunday. And by that time, the temperatures will be much colder. So some blowing and drifting snow is a threat as we get towards the second half of the storm. Now, we currently have winter storm watches out from about Highway 20 on to the south, so that covers much of southeastern Iowa. Eventually, these will be expanded to winter storm warnings later on tonight. And even though we don't have the watch out for northeastern Iowa, I still think that part of the region will see significant snow as well. So as we break it out here tonight, I'm thinking way up in the northeast about 4 to 6 inches, and anywhere from Waterloo and Dubuque onto the south, this entire region probably going to see 6 to as much as 9 inches of snow, and there could be some local spots with up to 10. So we'll be fine-tuning that in tomorrow's forecast, but all the models seem to be converging on that particular solution. So as we go in a little bit closer here, you can find your area, and I think the thing you're going to see here is that just about everybody is going to have a healthy snow out of this particular system. Now, as we move on to our graphic here, you'll notice too that the snow does begin later on tomorrow afternoon, maybe mixed with just a little bit of light rain at the onset, but evaporative cooling will quickly kick that over to snow tomorrow night. Then it gets heavy, the winds pick up, and blowing and drifting snow is certainly a possibility as we get towards Sunday. Now, tonight skies have been clear, but you're starting to see some of the clouds. That indicates the storm is starting to advance towards us, and we'll get those clouds in here later on tonight. The temperatures will level off, and I don't think we'll go too much lower than where we are right now, which is in the upper teens to the mid-20s. And so once again, there's the system to the southwest of us. There's the moisture, some additional energy coming in from the northwest. We'll wrap this thing up and move it across Missouri and put us into snowland later tomorrow night and Sunday. And the hour-by-hour forecast doesn't have the clouds really pushing in here until very late tonight, but by tomorrow morning we'll start to see those. Then as we go through the day, they zip on to the northeast, and there you can see the rain-snow mixture starting around 6 o'clock tomorrow night, getting up into northeastern Iowa. But as the temperatures quickly cool, it all goes over to snow, and we'll be dealing with that as we go right on through the day on Super Bowl Sunday. Tonight, then, look for low temperatures in the upper teens to the mid-20s. As we go into tomorrow, then, the clouds will come in. The snow will develop late in the day. Temperatures a little bit above the freezing mark, but they'll cool quickly tomorrow night as the snow commences. And as you can see, it's still in here on Sunday, and then much colder air follows the storm on Monday. I think it's going to get a little hairy around here tomorrow night, you guys.
All right. Thank you, Terry.